Welcome to the Nothing Much Just Chillin' Show with your hosts Emma and Julio. Nothing much, just chillin' show. Nothing much, just a chillin'.
Welcome back to NMJC. I'm so sorry for the hiatus, guys. I did not mean to have such a big break between episodes, but life just got in the way. And yeah, I apologize, but here I am now coming to you from downtown LA. You can see I have the camera set up so that you can see downtown in the background because this is a monumental episode. This is the last episode of NMJC that will be filmed, recorded in our downtown apartment where we first had the idea for the podcast, I thought of the name NMJC on my way home from a shoot in Malibu, so it wasn't in this apartment that I thought of NMJC, but this is where NMJC came to be with Julio and I. This nook that I'm sitting in right now was the background of our first videos. It's very sentimental to be recording the last episode in this apartment. It's kind of cool that we have lived here for the past 3 years, and I've been doing NMJC now for the past 2 years, and it's just crazy. And I loved, I don't know what tense to use here, but I loved living in downtown. I love the fact that anytime I need to go downtown now, I'm not scared of it. I feel like prior to living downtown, I was like, oh God, where do I park? What do I do? What streets should I not walk on? Like, there's just so much fear. And I mean, still now living downtown, I get scared. I get scared when walking outside my apartment. But sometimes that's just being a woman too. I don't think I've ever felt like totally safe anywhere that I've lived in LA. I think a lot of people have this negative connotation or feelings about downtown LA, that it's some scary place. There's TikToks that I see of people talking about living in downtown or like crime that happened downtown, and all of the comments are, downtown has dark energy. Like, I've been there. It's just so sad. It's so dark. It's so, blah. And I'm in downtown. I live in downtown. I'm walking the streets and I just see normal people living their normal life. Sure, there's a lot of homeless people here. That doesn't mean that they're gonna hurt you. Sure, there's maybe more crime than other areas of LA, but you just gotta be aware of your surroundings, and I think as a woman you always are. I get pissed at Julio sometimes because he's not as aware of his surroundings as I am, but it's just because I have to be. It's a survival instinct. Yeah, it's just a very womanly thing to always have to be on guard and feel the need to protect yourself, because there's so many awful things that men do to women in this world. So saying that, yeah, I love downtown. I understand why people think it's scary and wouldn't live here for that. Like, I totally get that, but I loved the walkability of it. I loved living in like a city like culture. It was really cool for the past 3 years. Like, it was a good experience. And yeah, but I don't really want to say better, but onto a better situation, like for us. We're moving so that Julio's commute can be shorter. We're moving to just have a change of scenery, a change of pace, maybe a little bit slower pace, even though I feel like we can go at a slow pace here, but I don't know, maybe just move out of the city, move into a less chaotic environment. And yeah, I don't know. I think everything that I'm trying to like manifest or bring about in my life for this next year, 2023, is all about peace. And I love that. If you're watching the video right now, you can see the sun beaming off of this building, and I love that every day during sunset. I think it's the most beautiful thing, living up here in the clouds and the high rise and seeing the sunbeams shoot off of the buildings. I'm gonna miss that. I am gonna miss that. But our new apartment luckily has very good natural light, but it is not a high rise, and I'll miss this view. This will be The view will be the thing that I miss the most. So yeah, I don't even know what I was saying before I noticed the sun, but I am very excited to move. I'm just excited for this new chapter. Oh, peace. Yeah. I just want more peace in my life. I want more stability with finances, but more adventure when it comes to social stuff or trips or jobs that I get, opportunities. I want more adventure in that sense, but I just am craving some peace in my financial life, which I have right now because we got this apartment, and I feel like before we got this apartment I was like, oh my god, everything needs to look perfect on my finances and shit so that we get approved for the apartment. It's hard when you're self-employed to prove to people that you can pay your bills and you can pay your rent. At the start of our apartment search, we toured this apartment that was almost perfect, but it was pretty perfect and we really loved it. We had a phone conversation with the landlord, and she just kind of, I don't know, she was being very condescending about me being self-employed, saying that like you can't really trust self-employed people and blah blah blah. And then she just kind of ghosted us, which I don't know, yeah, it was very discouraging. Yeah, it just really made me hate the way that I choose to live my life, because yeah, I can always pay my bills. Like, yeah, I'm making a living for myself, right? But sometimes people are like, oh, well, how consistent is it? And it's hard. It's a hard path that I chose, but I chose it because it is special, and everything special is fucking hard. Anyways, I'm so glad that we got approved for this apartment because it's an even better apartment, an even better situation, and we're really happy and excited about furnishing it because it's just a completely different vibe from our apartment now. Like, I want everything to be more colorful because our apartment now is very like black, white, gray, red, and our new apartment is going to be full of color, and I'm just so excited to be able to decorate a space and just make it like a happy, peaceful sanctuary for us to come home to or work from. Anyways, guys, a lot has happened in the past month and almost a half since we've last chatted. I know that last episode I was like talking a lot about how I was really sad after the wedding, but it was really a beautiful day, and yeah, Olivia's wedding was just, it was the highlight of this year. This was the year of Olivia's wedding. I read somewhere that it was a really lucky year to get married this year because of numerology. I don't know if y'all know anything about numerology, but I think it's just, I don't know. I think sometimes people are like, yeah, and then 1 + 8 + 5, and that's the perfect amount. You know, it's just like sometimes when people are talking about it, you're like, okay. But this one kind of makes sense because it's 2022. It's 222. So it's a lucky year to get married, a very fruitful year, I guess. Maybe it helps in the longevity of the marriage. Maybe people who get married this year are going to be together forever. But we know that's not really how life works because 50% of marriages end in divorce. So for Christmas, my best friend Esme, she got me this podcast planner. I haven't opened it up since she gave it to me. I'm gonna open it up, and I'm so excited to use it, guys. Like, you have no idea. Like, I love planners and writing things down, and if I don't write things down like in my notes or on a sheet of paper, it gets lost. I don't know if I'm ADHD. I've never gotten diagnosed, like I've never been to a psychiatrist or anything, but I lose focus very easily, and honestly that might just be like a generational thing. Like our attention spans just are like of a squirrel. Anyways, okay, so this is the first page. Welcome to your podcast planner. And there's just like an entire page that says brain dump, which that is really great. Just a bunch of brain dump pages. Okay, so this is a cute little outline. I love this. Podcast name, NMJC, aka Nothing Much Just Chillin'. Episode number, I think this is episode 74. I'm just gonna live fill this out. for us. Recording date, what is today? December 28th. Merry Christmas and happy holidays and happy Hanukkah and happy Kwanzaa and happy any other holiday there is right now. But happy holidays in general. I hope you guys had a nice time with your family or friends or partner or alone. Julio and I spent Christmas here by ourselves because we are moving tomorrow. So all of our stuff is packed and our apartment is just, it's a shit show. So this is something to talk about. I'm not even, do you see what I mean, guys? I think I have ADHD. Recording date. Let me go back to this for a second. Broadcast date, I guess it might be tomorrow or Friday or just whenever I have time to edit this, but hopefully tomorrow. Recording location. Aw, it's kind of sad. Recording location, downtown LA for the last time. Host, Emma. Guest. There's no guest yet, but maybe there'll be a surprise guest at the end. You never know. Fee. Oh, what was my fee for the guest? The fee is astronomical. Main feature. What does that mean? Main feature? That's probably just the topic of discussion. And the topic is, I think it's just a catch up, just like friends would on FaceTime. By the way, everybody stopped talking to me, okay? I feel like a lot of people were texting me and messaging me in the beginning of season 2, like, oh, this, and you said this, and blah, 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 and like, you know, calling me and whatever. And I missed that. Please reach out to me. I'm not busy. If you think I'm busy, I'm not. I mean, I am, but like, I'm not. Like, just talk to me, guys. Like, let me know if, you know, you agree or disagree or anything you want to recommend to me that I say on this podcast. Yeah, so main feature, just catching up. End of the year wrap up, end of downtown LA wrap up. Okay, running order. It's got like this table that has like, it says timestamp. Like, I am that organized. But this is going to be really helpful when I'm like actually sitting down and like getting my shit together and outlining these podcast episodes, because I will literally just put a notes app. I'll be like episode 74, and then I'll just like list a bunch of things, like not even like bullet points. I'll just like list words and just hope that I can remember what I meant by that. And then there's like a spot for, so there's timestamp and then segment. So I can write down like the different segments that I want to do. I probably won't write down the timestamps. And then at the end is music. So the music is just, right, our awesome intro song made by Jay Ferris, which I need to talk to him. I'm going to talk to him at the start of the new year about getting a new one, because it is just me over here. It's not Julio. We hate him the traitor. No, just kidding. No, but we need to kick him out of the intro because this is not his show anymore. So, and then contest. There's a spot at the bottom that says contest. I guess that's for, it says sponsor. There's a place to write the sponsor, and then prize, and then the winner. Oh, so I guess if I have a sponsor, if I'm like, oh, I'm sponsored by Adidas or whatever, and I'm doing a giveaway with Adidas, and the prize is like a free pair of shoes, and then I put like the winner, and the winner is Hannah, right? Hannah, do you like Adidas? someday if I get sponsored by Adidas, which it's not gonna happen, but you'll be the winner of the shoes. That's what I'm manifesting now. And then talking points. Oh, maybe it's like talking points for the sponsor. Oh my god, wait, I thought that was the end, like this page was the end, but it's really, there's a whole other page that says topic to discuss. Some topics to discuss. Okay, the first topic I want to discuss, after the several that I've already discussed, is that I went to Maryland December 13th. I went on December 13th because my mom's birthday is December 14th, and this year, 2022, she turned 60. So I was surprising her for her 60th birthday. She was very sad that we weren't coming home for the holidays this year. Obviously, she understood because we're moving, and it was just a lot to like travel there and then come home and then just like immediately get into packing. Like Julio and I had a very chill last week of just like brainstorming some things for our new apartment, getting our shit together, and just like chilling before we really had to like pack everything for our move and do all the logistical things like setting up our new renter's insurance, setting up gas and electric, and transferring our internet and our USPS. Like there's just so many things that you have to do when you move. So I got in at 1 a.m. to BWI, and my mom's best friend, Miss Betty Ann, picked me up, and she and my aunt Celeste helped me, my mom's other best friend, helped plan a like surprise dinner birthday party for my mom the night of her birthday. And actually that morning, or when I got in, my mom was sleeping. Obviously it was like 2 a.m. so I surprised her in the morning while she was getting ready for work in her bathroom. And yeah, she was very happy and excited and very surprised. And it was just like a day of surprises. Like her work friends surprised her, and then she went over to Miss Betty Ann's. Her and my dad went over to Miss Betty Ann's to like have a drink before they were gonna go out to dinner with me. But really, I was at home making pizza dough for like 13 people because all of her friends were gonna come over for a surprise dinner. And it was amazing. It was a great night. I made, I think, 8 pizzas that night. 8 vegan pizzas. I feel like I've talked about it on this podcast before, and I actually have a YouTube video on our NMJC YouTube, which you should all subscribe to, by the way. If you're watching this on YouTube and you're not subscribed, click the subscribe button, okay? What are you doing? Okay, anyway. I have a video making that pizza dough, but anyway, it's not my like personal recipe. Like I found the recipe and I've just done it a bunch of times, and I've made it a bunch of times for my family and for my parents specifically. They love it and are just obsessed with it, and just every time I'm home they want 75 pizzas to be made by me. So it's my mom's favorite thing, and I thought she should have it on her birthday. So that's what we did. We had a pizza party. My aunt Celeste made a salad. We had an amazing charcuterie board made by Miss Betty Ann. So we had a bunch of snacks, appetizers. We had a cake, and yeah, it was an amazing time. I made 2 different kinds of pizzas. I don't know if anybody cares about like the specific ingredients that I put on the pizza, but I'm gonna say it anyways. One of the pizzas was like a red sauce, marinara sauce. I always put like garlic powder and like Italian seasoning, and then I use Violife shredded cheese, shredded mozzarella cheese, and we put the Beyond hot Italian sausage on it. I cook that and then put it on, and olives, and I think that was pretty much what the red pizza was. And then I made a white pizza with Primal Kitchen. You've probably seen that brand at your local supermarket, but Primal Kitchen has this like white vegan pizza sauce. So I tried that for the first time, and it was actually fire. So I did that, and then put mushrooms on the pizza, and then Miyoko's cashew mozzarella, and then also the Violife mozzarella, shredded mozzarella, and some Kelly croutons, lemon pepper parm. It was honestly, it was amazing, and I'm making myself very hungry. Okay, maybe we'll get into more topics in a bit. And then afterwards it says host, but I already said the host on the other page. I really just have to sit down and think about what each of these sections will mean to me in the way that I think. And then there's notes, and then the last section is called My Ideal Listener. No, that's not the last section, but there is a section that says My Ideal Listener. Let's go into that really fast. Okay, my ideal listener is someone who loves to chill. Someone who loves to chill. Someone that is open-minded. Someone that is down to laugh with me and thinks I'm funny, I guess, because I feel like a lot of people throughout my life have not thought I was funny, so I've never really thought of myself as a funny person. But I think some of the things I say are funny. I think some of my opinions are funny. I think I never take myself too seriously, so when I say something that like it's like a fact, you know what I mean? Like I say a lot of I call it hyperboles. I don't know, I speak like everything I say is a fact in a way that's just silly, I think. But my ideal listener is just somebody who wants to chill with me, I guess. I think it's really cool when I'm with somebody, with one of my friends or with my mom, and they're like, oh, you said that on the podcast, or like, oh, and you talked about that on the podcast. And sometimes I forget. I'm like, oh, I did, I don't know. Or like, oh, I bought that product that you recommended. Like my mom, like that one episode in season 2 that I talked about, like my favorite like beauty products. Like my mom bought the oil that I was talking about and she loves it. So yeah, I'm just over here influencing my mom. The next segment of this is just called segments. That's kind of what I was envisioning that like other table to be, the one that said like timestamps and segments. Comments and notes, that seems very self-explanatory. The last thing is conclusion review. Okay, maybe, so there's 3 parts to this like conclusion / review. And this is going to be really helpful for when I have guest episodes, when I have guests on, and then afterwards I can be like, oh, well, I should have not interrupted them there, or I should have asked more about this, or I should have let them talk more about this, or steered them in this direction. That can be a really good thing to review after my guest episodes, because the first section of this is I need to practice ... So those are things I could need to practice, or I need to practice like not saying like and so much, right? The second part of this is I didn't expect. Maybe I can say like I didn't expect the conversation to go this way, or I didn't expect the guest to be so open about this, or I don't know. That's a cute little section. And then the cutest section is the last section, is I enjoyed ... I enjoyed just sitting here talking to you guys in the last moments, the last couple hours that I'll live in this apartment. This is Julio and I's second apartment together. So much life has happened in this apartment the past 3 years, a lot of it being during a pandemic. You know, we're still in a pandemic. Like my uncle got COVID the other day for the first time. It's just really crazy thinking about when we first moved in here, and I was like, oh, it's kind of small, because it was a lot smaller than our apartment that we were living in Mar Vista. But now I'm like, it was the perfect size. It was the perfect size. It was the perfect floor. It was the perfect building. It was the perfect location, and everything about it was just all meant to be. I really truly believe that. And I really truly believe that we're meant to be in this next place. I think LA is very unique. Every part of it is so different. Every area of it is so different. I mean, that's probably the same with most cities, I guess. There's so many different areas, you know. New York, like the East Village, Upper East Side are very different, right? But I feel like it's more different here in LA. Like the different terrains, you know, how I can see the mountains this way, but at my new place I'll be able to see the mountains the other way, and the sun is shining this way, and then it'll shine different at our new place. And yeah, there's just so many characteristics of each area, each neighborhood in LA that, you know, there's pros and cons to all of them. I'm very grateful for the gift from the universe to be able to experience all of these different living situations in my life, and I'm really grateful to do it with Julio. I think that's it for today's episode. Next one, maybe we'll talk about our like New Year's resolutions. And that's actually the question that I'm making you guys answer, because nobody is answering my fucking questions. No, but really, guys, answer this question by texting me, calling me, DMing me, send me a carrier pigeon, whatever the fuck. But just tell me one of your New Year's resolutions or New Year's goals if you don't like the word resolutions. I don't even know what the difference is, but you don't have to. You know what? If your answer is, I don't have any because I'm perfect, that I would also love to hear that, because that's motivating to me, because I feel like I always set out for all these goals and New Year's resolutions and then I just like fail. But it's fine. I mean, it's nothing like that bad, you know, like I'm not like, oh, I have a addiction that I need. Well, actually, I do have an addiction. I have addiction to my phone, and I really need to quit watching so much TikTok. And that is probably my number one resolution, to just put a limit on how much TikTok that I consume. Oh my God, I haven't even seen you guys since I blew up I blew up on TikTok. No, I mean, one of my videos kind of blew up, and I was talking about my favorite breakfast in LA, which y'all know I've talked about it many times on this show, is a Groundwork coffee breakfast burrito, vegan breakfast burrito from the downtown LA location. I don't know why it's different from the other locations, but it is the best one. It's just so good. Like, I think about living in New York and being like, oh, I'm gonna have such good pizza in New York, such good bagels in New York, but you know what I won't have? A Groundwork coffee breakfast burrito. And if I lived anywhere else in the world, that would be the only thing that I would think about. I'd be like, well, I can't get one, so it's not worth it to live here. No, I'm just kidding. I know there'll be a time in my life where I don't live in LA and I can't just drive to go get a Groundwork coffee breakfast burrito, but it's so special to me. And I made a video about it, and it was controversial, let's just say. And yeah, there's like a lot of comments being like, why would I trust a vegan? Lost me at vegan, blah blah blah, which is funny because I have feared so long talking about veganism on my TikTok, and I don't really talk about it that much on my Instagram anymore, because I just get sick of people's lame takes, the tired takes, right? Like, oh, like it's rabbit food, or oh, you eat grass, or what does a vegan even eat, or how much protein, blah blah blah. And like, it's just, what would you do if you were on a deserted island and all that crap? It's just, I'm just so over it. I'm so over it. Like, it's not funny. So yeah, I strayed away from doing like vegan food reviews for a long time. And after I had that video and my worst fear happened, right? Like, all of those comments rolled in. Obviously, the positive outweighed the negative so much. Like, there's so many nice people commenting on my TikTok and, giving me recommendations for their favorite breakfast places without being like condescending about mine. Like, it was a beautiful thing. It was a beautiful community in my comments of people just like loving breakfast like me. So, and I just know from working with influencers and just like noticing things, observing things, that the best thing to do is to comment back, give love back to the people who are giving love to you. And the people who are writing those comments, like, lost me at vegan, there's probably like 12 or more of those comments that just say, lost me at vegan. Like, dude, you're not funny and you're not special. Like, it's just so dumb to say that. But I don't comment back to them, because you know what? Yeah, my worst fear happened. Those comments rolled in. But I've been vegan for 9 years, so I just don't care. I know those comments are going to come in. I know those comments are going to happen. So like, knowing what the inevitable is on a platform where like anyone can speak their mind, right? Even on Instagram, YouTube, like anything, like people are just always going to have those tired takes about veganism. No matter how many times I say, it's okay if you're not vegan, I don't care. Like, it's really like, whatever you're doing to contribute to positivity and good in the world is enough. Like, this is just my way, no matter how many times people say that, people will always talk shit about veganism to me in real life and in comments. And you know what? I don't care. I really don't. And I'm really glad I posted that video. Really glad that I am keeping on posting vegan food review videos, because I just know that I don't need to give those people my energy. Wrapping it up, question: what is one of your New Year's goals or resolutions? Let me know. And then to wrap this up, I'm gonna bring out a very, very special guest. Something really exciting happened when I was in Maryland and Julio was here. It was the World Cup final. It was the World Cup final, and it's the only game. Well, there was one game that like I didn't watch with Julio because he was at work, but I still watched it. Here's Julio, my Argentinian boyfriend. We are very excited that Argentina won the World Cup. We have an Argentina flag here. Aw, look. How do you feel being a world champion?
Oh man, it feels. I did so much work for this moment.
Right.
I'm, just blessed and so honored.
Julio woke up at 2 a.m. for that Saudi Arabia game.
I watched every minute of Argentina's World Cup, just like every Argentinian should. Probably did. If you're watching this, you can see my dad went to Qatar with my brother because my brother works for soccer stuff. It's a longer story, but they got to go to the first few games in Qatar, and then my dad brought back this keychain that has the Argentina flag and a little mini World Cup trophy, and it's from Qatar, from the World Cup that we won. Oh, by the way, Argentina won the World Cup.
Yeah.
So
we'll be celebrating for the next 4 years, right?
yes, for probably forever.
Okay.
Definitely at least the next 4 years. Yeah, it was amazing. My dad flew out, so I wasn't entirely alone. I watched it with him, and yeah, it's really nice. I mean, the World Cup only happens once every 4 years, so obviously, like, not everyone gets to win. This is our third one. What can I say? But it's the first one I've ever gotten to experience, so.
Yeah, it's so exciting.
Yes. Is that it?
Julio's so happy. Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
And Emma was, besides the Saudi Arabia game, Emma was right there with me, putting up with my insane yelling and demand to watch games at 7 a.m.
And wearing the jersey.
Wearing the jersey. You look so good in the Argentina jersey, though. It's ridiculous. What a year. My country. We won the World Cup. And then in the summer, earlier this year, the club team that I root for, they won the championship for their league. So 2022 is kind of all me. Like,
Yeah.
I did all that. You know what I
Right.
mean?
So what are your resolutions for next year? Nothing, because you're perfect.
Exactly. How do you beat perfection? How do you beat championships?
You can't. You don't. You're just stay the way you are.
Next year, I'm taking next year off, the whole year.
Okay. That was your special guest, guys.
Bye.
Bye. I hope y'all are having a really nice winter break. If you're still working, then I hope you had a really nice holiday, and I hope everyone has a magical New Year's. Love you, and talk to you next week from my new apartment.
Nothing much, just a chillin'.